It makes all of us happy to see bad YouTubers be put in their place, and who better to do that than Penguinz0? For all of you who are unfamiliar with Penguinz0, also known as Critical or Charlie, he is an American YouTuber who centers his content around commentary on internet culture and video games. Overall, he is a very down-to-earth dude who doesn't exaggerate his reactions like most YouTubers. He's the type of guy you might even be friends with in real life, which makes him relatable and entertaining. You could even call him a journalist of all things internet. There is no doubt that one of the most entertaining dramas Charlie was involved in involved the YouTuber Sneako. Sneako's history on YouTube has been filled with controversy after controversy. He has had countless feuds with other YouTubers. He has lied and manufactured assault. Is there any need to go on? The beginning of this feud is attributed to the release of the 2019 Cuties movie, and if you've spent any amount of time online during that year, you will remember it as a film that showed young girls in a very inappropriate way. Most commentators at the time openly criticized the movie and its cinematography and theme, but not Sneako. No, he decided that this movie was actually one of his favorites. He said that it was modern and its theme was good. What sort of person supports a movie that showed literal children dancing in a provocative way? At the time, Penguinz0 also made a commentary video hating on the movie, but never mentioned Sneako or his opinions. This willful ignorance of Sneako continued for some time, as Charlie didn't see any need to give the man more attention. In the meantime, Sneako lost his platform because of, well, something. No one is certain why his account on YouTube got deleted, but he moved on to the platform called Rumble. Rumble is a platform with fewer viewers, but it prides itself on being a free speech platform, meaning it has fewer community guidelines than YouTube, essentially allowing you to say whatever you want. Sneako used this platform as a way to continue poisoning the masses with his opinions, but one day he mentioned something that triggered Charlie enough to finally say something. He mentioned his girlfriend and his loving monogamous, healthy relationship as something cringy or bad. He didn't exactly comment on anything, he just pulled up a lovely picture of the two of them out of nowhere and laughed while shrugging his shoulders. This unleashed Penguinz0, who would film videos talking about cuties, a probably false story for Miami, and the fact that he let other men be with his girlfriend, then whined about it and told everyone that they should allow that even once. What? It seems as though he doesn't like being in an open relationship, but refuses to do anything about it. And because he won't do anything about it, he tries to get people to make the same mistakes he did as a way to screw everyone over. It's safe to say that Sneako remains the laughingstock of YouTube to this day. But compared to Vegan Gains, Sneako seems like a saint. This vegan bodybuilder got recognition on YouTube for being insane. He mostly talks about vegan topics and calls out all those non-vegan YouTubers, but worst of all, he makes fun of dying children and people with cancer. Most call him a sociopath, but he just shrugs it off. His involvement with Charlie started with another unrelated YouTuber Soyoung, who likes to eat sea animals alive.
얘 신경 쓰랴, 얘 신경 쓰랴. 정신이 안 왔네. 자, 이 친구도 만들어 보겠습니다.
Charlie made a video commenting on her actions, which made him seem like a hypocrite in the eyes of Vegan Gains, because he also eats meat. People immediately jumped to defend Charlie, saying that his eating processed foods is not the same as torturing a live animal for your entertainment. Charlie took these accusations very seriously because he is an animal lover. He paid his respects to the vegan community, as it is a hard way of living, but pointed out that people like Vegan Gains and similar create a bad name for vegans, which in turn leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. Imagine your first or main source about veganism being a man who makes fun of children with cancer, and children in general. He gave detailed descriptions of what he would do to babies in strollers, and without a doubt, it is extremely gruesome.
I hate children, and when I see babies in a stroller, especially when they're crying, I just want to put my foot through the
These sorts of comments make you wonder how people like him even get to have a platform to speak on. Charlie goes on to mention how the human psyche works. We tend to resist what is forced on us, so the more these radical, culty vegans treat meat eaters as the spawn of literal Satan, the longer their words will be laughed at. The rest of the video is a calm debunk of his arguments, saying that he actually believes meat substitutes are the future, as long as people can accept that it is better for humanity as a whole. After this first response, Vegan Gains made another video trying to disprove what Charlie said, but his only argument was that he didn't believe what he said, and that is no argument. After this, his subscriber count continued to decline, until he eventually faded into obscurity. If you've enjoyed the video so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Another one of Charlie's victims is a man known as Jason Wojo. This name most likely will not have a lot of meaning to you. He is just like any other Andrew Tate wannabe, talking about his money, cars, and fans, when in reality he has none of those. He used to have a sizable following on various platforms, but rarely got engagement on his content, which is a telltale sign of a liar who buys followers. He preached about the best ways to get money, drove around his probably rented McLaren, and spoke about doing interviews on yachts that never happened.
Take you for example and me, and we both pull up and we go to your girl. Odds are I'm gonna take that bitch. If you compared me to you, you're not gonna win that battle.
This guy's entire personality is money. He's like a real-life Mr. Krabs, but with even skinnier arms.
A lot of YouTubers jumped on the Jason Wojo hate wagon, and that was when it became clear just how fragile his masculinity really is. He responded to every single video talking about him, and his responses were always longer than those initial videos made about him. He would constantly preach out about silent wealth and not showing off, but the second he felt threatened, he started listing off all the expensive things he owns. These are the points Charlie talked about in his video, which in turn sent Jason into a blind rage. Then the cycle continues with a few other commentary channels, which ended in Jason retreating off of social media once he noticed that his plan to gain popularity through all this backlash was failing. We can all be grateful that we have been set free from this pathetic Tate wannabe. Def Noodles is another commentator who covered pretty much the same things as Penguinz0, except there is a key difference. Charlie knows what he's talking about and does his research. Def Noodle got caught up in multiple situations in which he had no business being in. Possibly the funniest show of his stupidity was when he fell for fake Instagram messages. Twice. You would think that after the first time something like this happened, you would be more careful, since nobody wants to look like a fool. He prides himself on his previous career in comedy, boasting about his experience. Although it isn't anything to boast about, since once clips surfaced of his comedy, it's safe to say that it would have been a lot better for him if they had never seen the light of day. In an effort to reignite his comedy career, he opened his own comedy club. The first event to ever be hosted was a roast night, which turned out to be a total disaster. The audience waited for at least 20 minutes until Def had the decency to show up, and once he showed up, he revealed that the lights and sound had not even been set up yet. This meant that by the time the comedy had started, the audience had already been sitting around in a bad mood for almost an hour. There was almost no comedy, as it was just a bunch of people roasting each other's outward appearance, which entertained no one. To make matters even worse, this whole fiasco was streamed online on multiple platforms, making it hard to cover up the absolute disaster that it was. Charlie made a video commenting on the event's issues, adding some gasoline to the flames. In a desperate attempt to make himself look better, Def Noodles posted an apology video, which just made him appear cringe instead of entertaining. He made multiple tries to get back into the positive light, including hosting another roast night, but it was over for him. Once Penguinz0 gets to you, there is no saving your career. If you have any opinions on today's topic, leave them in the comments beneath the video.